Alright, I gotta put away everything that I had out. I had to go take pictures of products. Talk about pain in the butt. I'm trying to get the right images, and I can't seem to nail them. So that's exciting today. This guy goes here. So put that there. It's charging. There. Do you ever have those times where you're just like frustrated? I'm so frustrated right now, you guys. Breathe. I'm really genuinely frustrated right now. Take my head out. Hello, hello. I'm at work, yes. Getting our day going, and I can never find a good spot to legit put my phone for filming so you guys can see good. It sucks. I can't find anywhere to put it. All right. I mean, I do have my tripod. I'm good. How are you? Hold on, you guys. Soon I won't be talking to you guys because I'll be working. Okay. I swear I'm always cleaning the floors in here. Oh my god. I'm losing my phone. United States. Okay. I think I'm all set together. I'm good. How's everyone doing? Do I wear my hat? I'm gonna keep my hat off. My client should be here any minute. Thank you. Get some music going. Oh my gosh, I gotta use the restroom so bad. Thank you, Allie. I gotta turn it down so YouTube doesn't shut me off. When my music gets too loud, YouTube does not like it. It always shuts it down. All right, you guys, I'm gonna flip you around and then you're gonna see my wall. Now let's flip you guys around again. Okay, be here working with me for the day. Gotta get it set up just right. Sorry guys. There we go. All right, I will be right back. I'm back. Okay. I gotta tie up my curtains. I can set this over here. Sorry guys. Just trying to get it good. There we go. There we go. Hello, hello. Come on in.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Make yourself comfortable. feel like we have a fake spring going on right now.
Yes, it's a tease. I know it's a tease.
It's getting ready to dump and be cold for like a hot minute.
It'll be that hot or that wet, heavy snow, and it'll break all the trees.
It becomes a hot mess everywhere. How's your hair doing?
Love it.
Good.
Needs a cut though.
Needs a full cut?
Yeah.
Okay. Where does it feel the heaviest right now?
Like here and like here.
You don't have any of that layers there.
Yeah.
And then for your clip hair area, are we still keeping it a 4?
3.
3, yeah, that's right. Okay. And then questions or concerns?
Mm-mm.
Is that too tight on you?
Yeah.
Do you want anything to drink? I have tea, coffee.
No.
Just make me have to pee.
Right. You're like, we're good on that one.
I know, today I'm like, I'm going to do better on my water intake, but I know I'm going to be running to the bathroom in between everyone.
I'm trying and trying and trying to drink more water, and it just, you have to pee.
I know, it's nonstop. Yep. But then, like, I'll get home and the nighttime hits, and then, like, again, water.
Yeah. Then that makes me get up in the middle of the night to pee.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Can't
win.
You literally can't, not at all. Well, and my dog, Ruby, I don't know what it is. The past, like, month, a few times each week, she's been getting, like, massive diarrhea. I don't know what she's getting into outside.
Right.
And it only hits at night.
Of course.
And so, like, last night, I did not sleep whatsoever. Because I just have to, like, mount up on the couch downstairs. Because she's running, like, every hour, literally.
Oh, God.
So my husband, he's up snowboarding right now. I'm like, once you get home, you need to go search that backyard.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
nothing's
if
changed, right?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I wonder if, like, maybe a squirrel or something died, and she's like,
getting at it here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be something, unless, like, she's all of a sudden decided, like, she's got an allergy to her food.
Yeah.
But then she would have it in the morning, too, if she's
You
eating her
would think,
breakfast.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's a guessing game right now.
It's not stopping her from eating at all.
No. No, she is all for eating. Man. And then I got this medication you can get online, and it's anti-diarrhea, so it'll stop her up. I do the rice, put her back on her food. She's good for a day or two, and then bam. And then, so we did a DNA on her, and you know, I bought her because she was a miniature golden doodle.
Yeah.
There's no golden whatsoever in this dog.
She's just Doodle and...
She's a poodle and Bichon. She's white and big and fluffy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, but they have her even on the breeders, their website. They're like our grown-up doodles, and they have her as one of their grown-up doodles. And they take all the information from like my social media page. They take screenshots and they share it on their stuff. I'm like,
Sure.
All right.
Interesting.
Can't wait to reach out to you guys.
So just FYI.
Well, and it's like she's 50% Bichon, so
It had to be a parent was a Bichon.
it's her mom. It showed that parent B, and it said parent B is maternal. Is Bichon, and they were showing pictures of like her mom, her with her mom when we got her, and I'm like, either they had that mom cut down or they had her with a different mom.
Yeah. Do they have Bichon mixes?
They were
supposedly.
Everything they have. Bernedoodles, they do Cavapoos. It's like a I can't pronounce the word. It's where multiple people are breeding together to create like a breed, because doodles are mutts. They're not AKC, so they wanted to create this community of breeders where like a female dog is all ethically done. She can't have more than one litter for the year. They're hand raised in the houses.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that sounds great.
Right? But then I'm like, what are we really selling here, guys?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess how do you guarantee that it's a miniature when you've got the poodle's a big dog and a golden's a big dog?
Yeah. Well, and the fact that there's not any golden, so it shows that the dad is poodle, and I saw pictures of the dad, definitely poodle.
Okay.
And then saying the mom is Bichon. Or that they said she was, you know, a mini golden doodle. but she's actually Bichon in
If
her
she's
DNA.
50-50, then yeah,
Uh-huh.
she had two
Yeah, she's-
purebred parents.
Yep, she's exactly 50-50. Well,
If
she's
mom was a golden doodle, then you'd have a
Golden
quarter,
doodle.
or something.
something in there. I was expecting to see like a mutt of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. It was 51% poodle and then the other percentage was Bichon. There you go. Right? You got it. Learn something new every day. However, like Bichons are great family dogs. Nothing wrong with her.
Sure. But I mean, if your whole business is
That.
breeding dogs,
The golden doodles. Yeah.
interesting. And do they not think people are gonna like do DNA testing?
I don't know. Well, and so here's the funny thing. So I reached out to him. So I'm like, if we're gonna do another dog, I want to do it this summer. And if we don't, we're not going to.
Sure.
And so I reached out for a puppy. So I'm gonna let them reach out to me, and I'm gonna say, so I expect a very hefty discount if you guys do have a litter because we did DNA. And you guys, literally, that female is Bichon, and you're marketing it like this line. And you're using my dog as marketing that I didn't approve of. So, we'll see. Because originally, we found them because they posted up in Copperleaf, and it was like a lap full of puppies. Hey, we're looking for a good vet in the area.
Okay.
And my husband was like, oh my god, you got puppies. So I think there's one of those external people that got into our neighborhood to post.
Yeah.
So,
Where are they located at?
they're right in our area is what they say. And the people that had Ruby, they were like, yeah, we used to live in Copperleaf. So,
I mean, that could be like I'm still a member of the Facebook page for our neighborhood in Arizona. We haven't lived there in 14 years.
Yep.
I just never removed
Remove
myself,
yourself.
and they never removed me.
No. Well, it was like, did I tell you about the concrete people that we used that like posted in Copperleaf, and they screwed over a bunch of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like they posted up, and then he came and did like the quote, and he had his son with him. I thought they were like in the neighborhood. Oh no.
Yeah.
It was a fight to get anything done. A lot of people were left with like unfinished jobs. Ours was like half-assed. Oh, it was bad. So I don't trust anyone that's like a business posting in our neighborhood.
Right?
On a side note, how's work? How's life for you?
Good. Uneventful.
Okay.
So,
Sometimes that's good.
yeah, I'm taking my 2 classes for my master's degree, and that's going fine.
Okay.
It's not overly challenging so far, so
Just enough.
yeah, even that I'm like,
Really?
I'm kind of
For
I'm torn because I'm like, well, I'm glad that it's not overly time consuming and like easy, and I'm not feeling overly anxious about it. But I'm also like, why am I doing this if it's not going to like be hard? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Because what's the long-term goal with you getting it? What are you going to be using with it?
The only opportunity if I ever want to be at the school full time, I have to have a master's degree in something.
Okay.
And this was the best avenue. This is like, a lot of this is how to teach,
Okay.
and I don't have any education in how to teach. I know how to do dentistry, so
Yeah.
it seemed like
A
if
good.
you're gonna teach, you probably ought to
Have a little bit.
have some education in that,
Yeah.
more than just, well, this feels right.
Right. Stand in front and like guess if they're like reading you off.
Right. So, plus I just wanted a piece of paper.
Right. It's always nice.
But, so I don't know, I'm kind of, I mean, I'm still going to do it, obviously. And I am getting stuff out of it. Like, it's not useless by any means, but
Right. Not as much as you were hoping.
I had more stress getting my bachelor's degree than I did getting this.
Oh wow.
So far. And this
Yeah.
is, then maybe I just started with the 2 easiest classes.
Probably.
Maybe I'll be kicking myself next semester.
Right? You're like, careful what you asked
Whoops.
for. How's the kiddo? Middle school's a joy.
Okay, so like, first semester, last semester of 7th grade was when he like fucked off, right?
Yeah.
And we get to close to the end of the semester and he's got a D and a couple C's and whatever, and he just wasn't doing his work.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he had a bad weekend where no electronics, he had to do all the work and turn it in. He pulled it out and he ended up, you know, on a roll again.
Okay, he's capable.
Yeah. And then, so that was last semester of 7th grade. So first semester of 8th grade, I checked in on him a couple of times. He was fine. He was doing all of his work, no problem. Like, all right, get to the end of the semester, 4.0, you know, on a roll. Great. Okay. Yesterday, we get a text message from, like, the science teacher just saying, hey, we're coming up on kind of midterm. So, you know, just check with your students. And it wasn't...
Nothing bad.
She wasn't sending anything specific to me. It was to everybody.
Okay.
But it was just like, you know, this is where we're at. Yeah. So I'm like, let me see your grades. 1 D, 2 C's, and all A's. The rest are all A's. And he gets A's in his science and his math.
Okay.
And he doesn't do the work in like social studies and like language arts.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. Like, you can't. And he signed up for the AP geography class next year, which they flat out told us, you have 30 minutes of homework a night. He's like, oh, I just don't like doing homework. I'm like, I get that. Nobody likes doing homework, but
It's a part of it.
so he lost his phone, and I'm like, you will turn in every single one of those assignments, and you don't get your phone back until I see the grades.
Yeah.
It's not just a matter of you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So he spent like 3 hours last night, and he says he turned in 5 of the 10 things he was missing.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. No phone until I see the grades.
Yep.
Because the school, like, they give them 50% if they don't turn anything in.
What?
Yeah.
Should be getting zeros.
Right? And then when you turn it in, even if you turn it in late, you get full grade. Like,
That's not right.
you should get penalty for that, and you shouldn't get 50% for doing nothing.
No.
So, we'll see what happens. I did let him have his phone back to go to school, because, like, they keep having lockdowns and
I
shit,
know.
and I'm like,
That one that happened the other day?
Mm-hmm. Like, no, I want you to have your phone for that.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get home, it goes back on the counter, you don't get it. And to his credit, Rob and I took the dog for a walk this morning, and I left the phone at home, and he didn't touch it. So,
Alright. Oh, these kids. See, that was the issue with my oldest daughter. She just went turn in her shit.
mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to see that with my youngest now. You know, she's just 4th grade, but like, I have to be on her.
Yeah.
To make sure it gets done. Which way are you partying?
That way. And I've actually been almost putting all of it over.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I'll reshape it here for you. Bangs that are coming across, do you like it more one longer piece or like shorter that push over?
I'd rather have the longer piece, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like, dude, I shouldn't be managing. You're gonna be in high school. I should not be having to manage you for this. So, and I don't, like, what's the difference between this semester and last semester? You did fine last semester.
I don't know.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
That's
Don't say I don't know to
I
me.
know. It's like once I hit this age, it's I don't know or I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. He did go to a sleepover last weekend, which is like the first social thing he's done in like 2 years. But like, there's a kid I've never met before, and I knew his parents, and I'm like,
So yeah.
he's fine. I'm sure it's fine, and it is. Like I did meet the dad, and like this is a kid that like they both like 3D printing.
Okay.
This is not a troublemaker kid, you know. So
One of those. But those are the sneaky ones though.
that's also true.
You'd be shocked. They're like my oldest, her best friend was valedictorian, straight A. She was on par, like she was gonna go to Stanford, super smart, nerdy kid. That child, the stuff I learned she was doing in the back of cars with boys,
Oh man.
I was like, I would have never painted that with you. And I found that out after they graduated, everything those girls were up to. I was like, jaw drop.
Great.
Just
Thanks for that.
Just an FYI.
Yeah.
Sometimes the innocent ones are the ones that get away with murder.
Well, I'm like, you're gonna have a bunch of teenage boys up until 3 o'clock in the morning with their phones. Like, what are you guys looking at?
Oh yeah, everything.
And I don't even care. Like,
I'm going to.
look at porn. I
Yeah.
don't care. But
Yeah.
don't. What I'm worried about is since it's not just finding your dad's Playboy anymore and seeing some boobs.
It's different.
it's seeing violence and seeing, you know.
Did I tell you about that? About like sex in school and how like the boys are treating the girls because of that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so I learned this because, first of all, have you ever watched Euphoria?
Yes.
Okay. I asked my oldest, she said that is very spot on. It's a little glamorized, but that's how high school is. And a lot of the boys treat the girls what they see on porn
Right.
is normal.
Yeah.
And it's having the conversation like that is not.
No.
This is just like a movie, like acting. That is not how you treat a girl. And you go in, and that's what all these boys are because they're not having the conversations. And the girls, like, I can't wait to have the conversation. I think I might put Big Sister on this one. Because I'm like, that's just what they think is the norm.
Yeah.
And they're so really sexualized by the time they get in high school, more so than us.
Oh yeah.
It was the Playboys and this and that. And if it was porn, it was very soft.
Yeah. But even
Compared
the
to what they
Playboy
have.
channel was like maybe some titties, and
That's about it, right? It's a whole world. Like, it's different now. I mean, even it was like, how old was your son when he realized like what school lockdowns were for?
I mean, it was pretty early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Harper knows that like it's a bad guy
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna come, but we haven't exposed her to the extent
Mm-hmm.
of what goes on in schools, and I'm like, we have to soon because I know these young girls have their older siblings and they're talking, and it's that whole talk with everything.
Yeah. I had a conversation with Connor 2 weeks ago about consent.
That's a good
About enthusiastic consent, and that silence is not consent, and he was actually pretty good about it. And we talked about condoms and being safe and birth control. And he actually asked some questions, which I was impressed.
He wasn't like shut off and just like get this done.
Yeah. And I asked him, like, is this embarrassing? He's like, yeah, kind of. I'm like, okay, well, I appreciate you talking to me about it. Like, we're going to talk about this a lot
Yeah.
because it's important.
It's
But-
like one of those, I talk about body parts so openly
Mhm.
in my house from like, it's awkward, but it's not.
Yeah.
Same thing with that.
And I'm like, we talked about, like, you know, if somebody sends you a picture, like, you have to tell me, like,
Right away.
right then and there. I don't care if it's AI, I don't care. Like, you guys are children. Like, you can ruin your entire life,
Off of this.
and you can ruin somebody else's life.
And you could live with somebody else ruining their life on your hands.
Yeah. So, like, I need to know that kind of stuff. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. Alright. So then I, like, told my husband I had that conversation. He's like, why? I'm like, what do you mean, why? He's like, well, he's not. I'm like, you don't know what he's doing, first of all. And like, B, we need to have these conversations before he starts doing anything so that
He has
this
the
is
best
second
info.
nature. Yes.
He has the info firsthand, and if he hears something different, he can definitely question it, but he's not going to think. A lot of times kids hear one thing and they're like, that's it.
Right.
You don't want them hearing something from their friends, and
This is how it is.
that's how it is.
Yeah. And I showed him, have you ever seen the If Tea Were Consent animated thing?
Yeah.
Like, here, watch this.
Have at it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I even got Harper, it's like the girl's body book. And it's like her
Okay.
Bible I put by her bed. I'm like, there's stuff you're scared to talk about. It's all in here, but I'm going to read this whole thing with you. She's like, okay.
No.
Oh, man. The age.
I don't know.
It's better to than not.
Yeah.
My parents didn't talk to me
Nope.
barely briefly. I was even scared to ask for, like, period stuff.
Yeah.
And then there you go. I get pregnant at 16.
Tell me how that works.
Right, and my mom worked at a church. I'm like, oh, the irony in that one.
But yeah, I mean, all the data, like, hiding it does not prevent anything.
No.
When you look at, like, all of these, like, super Mormon kind of religions
Yeah.
where, like, you're just supposed to be sweet and just do what we say, and then there's all these girls being abused because they don't fucking know any better.
And then you look at this stuff. Have you seen like it's the reality shows Life of Mormon, the Mormon moms. Have you seen?
I haven't seen that, huh?
They're swingers hardcore, openly about it, openly. And then like it shows like they're not allowed to like have alcohol or do this sort of stuff. So they're getting their like dentistry work or their cosmetics with the laughing gas as much as they can. And it's crazy to watch. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was reading some stuff like, you know, they're not allowed to have vaginal sex, they're having anal sex at like 14, 15. I'm like, that is a big step. That's a big step. Like, that's
that
not,
comes after.
right. Like,
No.
that's not a, well, I'm just going to casually jump into
Here we
this.
go. Like, you feel for the poor girl going through that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure their partners are not educated and
on how
not
to-
caring and like,
just going at it.
yeah.
Like what they see. It's wild. It's wild. I think that's where it's the worst too. Is nothing. I mean, everyone can believe in what they want.
Sure.
But I feel like a lot of time religion, it's darker than it is good.
It's not control.
It really is. Yeah. Yep.
We've had all kinds of conversations because my parents-in-law are hard right. I am not.
Yeah, that's
And my
conflicting.
husband is no longer.
Okay, but he was.
Yeah, I mean, we were both Republicans until the Republicans went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And
I
now
was brought up Republican.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll never fucking vote Republican again. I don't care if they have a decent human being.
They've gone
they
so
burned
far.
it down. My husband, I think, if they got a decent Republican candidate, I think he would maybe go back. But
Okay.
I'm like, you will never get that vote from me again.
No.
But, so we've had some conversations with my parents-in-law because, you know, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And don't think anything's wrong, don't think anything's going bad right now. And so we've had conversations with Connor with him, like, you don't have to believe what I believe. I want you to think for yourself.
Yeah.
But your information needs to be informed. So if you're getting your information from fucking Newsmax or Fox
Yeah.
News, like, and I'm not saying like MSNBC is great either, because they're
No.
the other way.
Yep.
So you need to
You need
take
to
both and kind
know.
of.
I like Kyle Clark.
Yes, I do like him.
He's kind of a middle ground. He's a little bit further on one side, but he
Yeah.
tries to keep that middle.
Just give the facts and not opinions.
Mm-hmm. I need it like that. Yep.
Yeah, I liked his. He moderated the Republican debate,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
I'm interested to see who they're gonna. Big Ingrid is leaving. That guy. Holt is his last name. For NBC or ABC?
Lester Holt.
Yes.
He's leaving.
Other big news anchors from that. They put up their pictures. I was like, whoa, they're not talking about this, but there's something in common.
Yeah.
So he's leaving. So I'm wondering who they're gonna replace. Some people have mentioned Kyle Clark.
Huh?
Like, I mean, he'd be good, but I don't know if he's that big yet.
No, and I don't really want to see black individuals replaced with white individuals. That's not headed in the right direction. I like Lester Holt. I do feel like he's an ethical.
He is. Well, and I love because he replaced Matt Lauer.
Right. I think things are gonna get pretty dark.
With stuff that's going. The thing that blew my mind the other day was the $5 million gold memberships.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a new one.
My office, some of our coworkers, we've been talking about. A couple of us went to Costa Rica last year,
Oh, yeah.
and then we were talking about more of us like going to like Mexico, like going to Cabo or something. And so we've been thinking about it, and we have one of our sisters is he's now he's here legally. His parents brought him over illegally when he was 8, and he's had a lawyer and went through this whole process. And I think he's on a green card now,
Okay.
and he can apply for citizenship this summer. And he's like, I don't really feel like I should be leaving the country right now.
No.
I'm like, nope, 100%. Let's go get an Airbnb in the mountains this year. We'll consider it an international trip next year.
Yeah, and see how
Or
it goes.
in 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, we booked it a while ago, and now we're like, oh god, we're going to Cancun anyway.
Huh?
But I'm hoping, because it's a hop and a skip, and it's very, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So
I'm waiting to see. Had to get a passport for Connor because we're doing Alaska this summer.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But we're flying out of Vancouver,
Okay.
so we have to have a passport. And we applied for it, and I'm like, please don't shut anything down before I can get the passport.
Yeah. Right, come on over here, my dude. That would be a bummer. I know a lot of people have been rushing to get them done.
Mm-hmm. How are things for work for you?
Busy.
Yeah? You still traveling all the time?
I know, they just call me very, very busy. Lots of curriculum, education, classes, virtual classes, is okay. But I feel like it's more work to do virtual than it is in person.
Yeah.
Because in person, you have everything there.
Yeah.
Virtual, you're trying to make that space set up, and I'm moving a lot of stuff from here to my home studio, so it's a little chaotic, but we're rolling with it. We went to Disneyland in January.
How was that?
It was so fun. It was crazy too. So like, we went, Harper, she got some sort of gunk from school, so before we left she had like a cough.
Of course.
I'm like, alright. And then all of a sudden at the airport coming home, my sister's like, I don't feel good. And then I had to leave to Detroit literally the next day. And my sister sends me a text. She's like, I have COVID. And I'm like, shit. I'm on set like models and everything. And I test, nothing. But I feel like crap. I have never tested positive for COVID. Ever. Neither has my husband, neither has Harper. And I'm like, it's so bizarre. I feel like I'm the only person, and I test often.
Right.
Like anytime I'm exposed to somebody, I'm gonna test.
Sure.
So I'm like, I wonder what happened.
Interesting. Maybe you have the magic system.
Right? I know I remember hearing something about like blood types. And that had to do with like those that, you know, got it worse or whatnot, but I've never popped up positive.
Interesting.
And I've worked on clients like this for 3-4 hours that had it unknowingly, and I would test multiple times and nothing.
How was the weather?
It was like fall weather. Yeah, it got pretty chilly at night. But it was dead. It was almost a waste of getting the jeans because everything was pretty much like a 30-minute wait.
Was this just before the fires?
Right after.
Okay.
We went January, when was it, 18th or something like that.
Okay.
And so we were even looking out, seeing if we saw anything going on. Those fires were insane, and then they have all the flooding going on right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting bad.
It's just weird, the fires, because like I was out there, and like my salon for my extensions is out there. A bunch of my friends own salons in San Diego, and they're like, the winds are harder than they've ever seen, but it's weird how the fires were popping up so quick and in random areas that never would usually have something like that. And they were looking at maps, so like there has to be something. And they were showing that like they caught some shady individuals like out in like the fields and whatnot.
Yeah, I have no doubt it's arson.
Oh,
At least
for sure.
Some of them.
So like they have every firefighter in America over there trying to get those fires out. It was, the Pasadena one was like growing and insane.
We did Disney World in October, and it was definitely cooler than I was anticipating.
Yeah, it's that humidity in the air. It's like you get a little bit of that coldness in the ocean. You get that moisture from there, and chilly. How long are you guys gonna go to Alaska for?
Supposed to be 2 weeks.
Ooh.
We're gonna do a cruise for a week, and then we're gonna be inland for a week.
What cruise are you guys taking? Watch my cords when you get.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We go from Seward down to Vancouver.
Okay.
But I don't know the line.
The exact one.
No.
Is it just the 3 of you going?
No, it's Rob's parents, brother and sister-in-law, and their 3 kids, and then sister.
I think you've talked about this.
I think we went over the drama last time
Yes.
with they weren't invited, and then they were invited, and now they're coming. And
Oh, it's fun.
but we haven't planned anything for like the week that we're like on land.
Okay.
And I'm like, we might be SOL. Like this is prime time for travel,
Yeah.
so this might not.
I know.
Yeah.
You'll have to let me know how it is because I want to do Alaska so bad.
It's definitely a bucket list thing.
Yeah. I have Alaska and then I want to do Japan.
That would be cool. But now that we will supposedly have Connor's passport, He wants to go. He wants to go to Canada. He wants to watch a hockey game in Canada.
Okay.
I'm like, well, that's not going to happen in July.
No.
Like, that's not how that works.
No.
But like we can probably make that happen.
Did you see the U.S. and Canada in the first few minutes of their?
Oh yeah, like 3 fights in like 9 seconds or something.
I was like, oh my gosh, and it just made me giggle because my Grammy, that was the only sport she'd watch was hockey. And it was the fights.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm just in it for the fights. And they were just going. Is he still doing band?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he gonna do it into high school?
Yep.
Is he gonna do marching band at all?
Yes. So they put all the students in the marching band.
Okay.
And then the faculty from the high school come out to the junior high and audition the students.
Okay.
And then put them where they think they need to be as far as jazz band or orchestra or whatever.
Yep.
So I don't know if they've done that audition process yet, but he wanted to do marching band.
Yeah.
So.
I just know every summer I hear them.
Yes.
When I go out for my runs behind Eagle Crest with and Dawn, I'm like, those kids, now they have like covers a little bit, now like portable tents.
Yeah.
But prior to that, it was out and out fun.
And they do, like marching band is like an after school activity.
Yeah.
So let's see what he gets put into as far as like in school class.
Yeah. Oh, high school.
It's gonna go fast.
Yeah, it really does. Like, freshman year goes slow, and then everything after that, it's like you blink and you're like at graduation.
Right? What college do you want to go to?
Right? Quick by quick. Well, it's funny. So, Eagle Crest, my brother-in-law went to, my sister went to, my other sister went to, I went to, Faith went to.
Wow.
And I told Harper, I'm like, we're going to have a school where we all went to. And like my brother-in-law, I've known him since 6th grade. He was like one of the first classes at Eagle Crest. And he was known for troublemaker. And he was a 5A state wrestling champion. And then it was funny, even my oldest daughter, she went and her science teacher was the same science teacher I had.
Oh wow.
Mr. Emerson. And he's like, oh God. Her dad's last name was Knoppet. And they saw her last name at the library and they were like, oh Lord. Because her dad and her dad's brother both went there. And I was a Knoppet there as well because I got married.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Harper, you're going to have to meet us too when you go. I think I'm still on the wall because I was on freshman JV varsity cheer.
Okay.
And then Faith, she was on cheer, so she's on the wall in the sports area.
Wow.
Her dad has like lifting records there. What memories in that school? And Faith loved it. They gave like all the kids the best tips for getting around because it's 3-story school, but you can only get to the 3rd story from the front of the school. And so I remember doing laps trying to figure sometimes how do I get upstairs,
Right.
and you couldn't get to it from the back side. You have to go to the front side of the school. The only stairs are over there.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Versus like Sky Vista,
Yeah.
there's like 8,000 staircases everywhere. Like,
Uh-huh. Well, and for a senior prank, my brother-in-law, mind you, this is when everything was cow fields out there. Cows can't go downstairs. So they went and got cows and loaded them up to the 3rd level. And so they had to get in a bunch of wranglers and cowboys with ramps to get the cows out of there. He would go and ride the cows in the field with the wrestling team. He went and dived naked into the pool a few times. Yeah, when I went there, the back parking lot, all of that road was a one-way. It was all dirt road. And our stoplight that's right there by the port,
yeah.
that was a freeway stop. And all population was just cows. It's wild. Saddle Rock was being developed when I was here.
That's where all the parties got called in like the new build houses that weren't built yet, right?
Has everything with the house in Arizona, your parents' house, is that all done?
All done.
Wow.
Sold, everything's gone, we've split up the money, we're
Done.
done.
Okay. How is the family unit with both of your parents passed now? Is it the same as it was before?
I mean, we don't really have much
Interaction?
interaction.
Yeah. Same
So,
prior?
yeah.
Probably less because now you're not talking.
No, we're not managing anything,
Yeah.
so, like, we exchanged text messages at Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Got
was the last I've heard from them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see us going to Arizona anymore because,
There's no need.
well, they never made time for us when we were there with my parents. Like, you know, we'd be there for a week and we'd see them like twice for like 45 minutes apiece. So I'm like, we're not gonna go down there for 3 days to see them for 45 minutes. Like,
No, yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
No.
So, yeah,
Wow.
I don't have any like animosity, but
No,
like, there's just no
nothing there.
connection. Yeah. So we'll see. But they were fair with the money, which they didn't have to be because my mom left the house to them.
Oh, wow.
But
They just do them and you guys do you.
yeah, which I feel bad for Connor because he doesn't have any siblings. So
Yeah.
I'd like him to have a relationship with his cousins, but
That's how it is with Harper. Her sister's so much older that her cousins are closer to age and we don't have that relationship. And it's a bummer.
yeah,
And like I don't have any nieces and nephews except for my brother-in-law. And like I don't know what it's like to really be not because we really don't socialize with them.
yeah. And when both my sisters-in-law that have children always favor their side of the family, so he's getting screwed on both sides, you know.
Yeah. Oh, family.
Yeah. What can you do?
Exactly.
Build your own family.
That's what I've done. And I put my parameters on my family and my bills are my life. They fulfill that void I didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't get it. How's that feeling?
Looks great.
Good as new, my dear.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're all booked online. You're good with
Yes.
that. Your
Yes.
total is 70. Do you need any change?
No. Thank you. All right. Well, have a good spring.
I know. I'll see you when it's probably actually spring.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Maybe
nice out.
snowing. Maybe it will be.
One or the other, you never know.
All right. Thanks a
I'll
lot.
see ya,
See
yep.
ya.
All right, guys, how are you doing? All right. I gotta go switch my laundry. I'll take you guys with me. This is my studio laundry. It's annoying. I'm sorry, you guys. It's the easiest way to do it. All right. I gotta get my studio ready and prepped for my next client. All right. Hey guys. All right, next color, you guys, is a balayage coming in. Hi, how are you?
Good. You want me to sit out front?
I'm just gonna clean everything real quick and I'll come grab ya. Let me know. I can shut the door and make everything nice and quiet for you. You take your purse. Oh, gosh.
This can just go wherever.
Out there. Well, I can try to have some pretty hair, but if you feel comfortable, you just let me know. We can make it nice and quiet in here for you, okay?
Okay.
Let's talk hair. Get your mind off that for a second.
Uh-huh.
What would you like to see today with your hair?
I would like to go, I would say a lot more silver.
Okay. Do you want it to be where it's a blended, or see how your front, how you have like a ribbon of it, or do you want to see ribbons of silver going through?
What do you think would be best?
Do you want it to mimic almost like your natural, but having more of it, or do we want something a little different?
More of it.
Okay. I'm gonna follow your natural pattern, but I'm gonna add pops of it and blends of it. I think looking at that, that'd be the best.
Okay.
I'll come through, pop more in here and then at your front, so you're really gonna be bright and white in the front. And then I'll have some blended pieces and some pieces that really pop. I'm gonna keep underneath here nice and dark, so it'll help pop that white a lot more for you.
Okay.
Then cut wise. You're
I'm
open?
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need me to take off the earrings or anything?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep. And then do you want any coffee, tea, any soda?
Water.
You want a water?
Yeah, just
Okay.
water.
Yeah. Let me go grab one for you. I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah, evidently it all happened yesterday. My mom still works.
Yep.
At 87. She was working with my sister, and they do know that he was okay at 3 o'clock because there was somebody at the house with him. And then when Mom got home last night, he was unresponsive.
Was he unresponsive, like in a random place or in bed, or?
It was at home. That
Didn't say
wasn't
where?
explained. Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't explain where. So she called my brother-in-law, Sharon's husband, and they were had gone to church for something. But he left Sharon at church and went over there because she couldn't get him to. He wouldn't speak. He wouldn't move. Nothing. And so when Gail was driving up, she basically said, you know what, this is not gonna work, we're gonna have to call an ambulance. So they called an ambulance. When the ambulance got there, his beats per minute were down to 35, and his blood sugar had bottomed at 30.
Bad. It's really bad. It's scary.
And they said that his Apple Watch, I had gone down and added a bunch of, because my dad's on like 30 medications,
It's my dad, yeah.
okay? I thought I got all of them. I missed one. So they were looking at on his Apple Watch at all of the information, and I had missed an injection that he takes once a week. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought I had all of them. But anyway, they did have a lot of the information, which was good, because they took him to a specialist hospital, which is not one he normally goes to.
Okay.
So they did have a lot of information, but they were concerned that the Apple Watch did not notify anyone when his beats per minute had dropped. And he has a pacemaker.
Oh, they're supposed to set
They're
an
supposed-
alert.
yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. Nothing happened. So they
On
they
either
don't,
end, the watch or the pacemaker.
yeah. And it's like, I don't know. So,
What are they saying?
well, it's a teaching hospital, so mom's hearing is not good, and she sat outside. There were 10 people talking outside. She couldn't understand any of it, so she's gonna have to just wait until the doctor comes in. and they can actually talk to her.
Yeah.
So that's what we're waiting on.
Okay. You take it any moment, and if you need me to shut the door, make it quiet in here, I can do that. Unfortunately, this is a normal thing I deal in here. I think because I'm with you guys all through life, I hear it and see it all. So feel comfortable with conversation. If you need me to step out anytime, I'm comfortable with that as well. How old is your dad?
87.
Okay.
They're both 87.
How long have they been married together?
Over 50 years.
How did they meet?
Actually, in school.
Oh, high school.
High school. In fact, Dad purposely got a job. Mom was not interested in dating at all.
Okay.
The only time she would ever go on a date is when it was for like a dance, where you're required to have a date.
Yep.
And there was, she did not want to date anyone.
Yeah.
So she got a job working at a movie theater in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad got a job purposely to ask her for a date. It took a week.
Oh.
And she worked the candy counter, and he, cleaned up the floor.
That is adorable. And did she take to him right away when he
Oh
asked
no,
her?
it took a week. It took a week. He was relentless.
He's like, this is my person. I am not gonna stop. That's super sweet. My grandparents, I love their story because they have been together a very long time. They were in the South, North Carolina. My papa was the milk boy, and she was the rich girl. And they fell in love. The only way for them to get married, because her family disapproved of her marrying him, they had to leave and move. And she completely left her entire family and had been with him, I think, since she was like 16. Changed her name too.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds like my mom's dad and my mom's mom.
Oh, really?
Because my grandfather was one of 8,
Okay.
5 boys, and the rest girls.
Woo! Quite the family there.
But yeah, they all, and believe it or not, they all went to college.
Uh-huh.
They had this regiment of the way they would go about doing things. Yeah, they'd get through college, start working, and then get the next one through college. Get the next one through college.
Yeah.
And got everybody through college, but he met Freda, my mom's mom,
Okay.
at Kansas State.
Ah, okay.
And she was the daughter of a judge.
Oh, yes.
And to make matters worse, they didn't like Harold at
At
all.
all?
Yeah, they didn't like
Wasn't
her.
good enough for
Yeah, not good enough for their daughter.
Yeah.
And she had 2 other sisters.
Mm-hmm.
On Valentine's Day, when my mom was a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
they were playing in bed, and granddad and grandma at that time,
Uh-huh.
and he kicked her, and a blood clot, a freak blood clot, just broke off, and she literally was dead in like
What?
a minute and a half.
Holy Toledo.
And of course, they never forgave him
No.
for that.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah, I never saw my granddad. In fact, he said his mom said they never saw him at all
Wow.
on Valentine's Day because all he did was go into his office and cry.
Shut down, yeah. Wow.
He did marry another woman,
Okay.
but that was an awful situation because he made it clear from the outset
Mhm.
that there would be no one to replace Greta. He needed a caretaker for his 4 girls,
Wow.
and that was not fair to do to
No.
Brandon Dot, but he was quite handsome, and he actually, you know, he ended up in the war, working as a dairy man.
Yeah.
So, and not like delivery.
Yeah.
He was, you know,
Worked it in the dairy.
yeah, in the
Okay.
dairy. So he did that purposely so that his girls would have milk, eggs, bread, and
Wow.
cheese.
Yeah.
Um,
Essentials.
yeah, essentially.
You can grab it.
Hey Mom, what's up? Okay. And the MRI, is that for possible stroke or? Okay. Okay. Do they think it's the pacemaker? Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, keep me apprised, and I will continue to say prayers, and just let me know what's going on when you know, when you can, okay? No, go ahead and call Sandy. Okay, love you. Well, that's a good idea, because you do need to eat something, Mom. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Love you, Mama. Bye.
That's crazy for them to not have any answers still.
That must be heartbreaking to look at your husband and
Yeah.
see all that.
All that's traumatizing right there. Very much, yeah. Do you think you'll go out to them?
I don't know. I guess it's really gonna depend on
What's going on?
what's going on. Are you just in shock at what you're seeing from one day to the next
You-
on the TV?
It's one of those. It's like you think you've seen it all.
It's like, nope,
Here you go.
here's a new one.
Here's more. Yeah, it's
It's like,
absolutely wild.
oh, we fired all the nuclear scientists? Oh, we don't have phone numbers?
Right? Who
What
would
the
have
hell's
thought?
wrong with you?
Right? Absolutely insane. It's you can't make this stuff up. You're like, wait.
And then Elon's like, oh, will we make mistakes? Yes. Will we fix it? Yeah. Do we need Ebola mitigation? Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's interesting because I follow, I would say, pretty well of what's going on, but I feel like now I'm having to really dig deeper and dive deeper to see exactly what's going on, because there's a lot of moving parts going on right now, that's for sure. What do you think on everything?
I think that it's going to be catastrophic. In fact, technical as well as regular financial indicators are reflecting a very solid chance of a recession now.
I think you're gonna have a lot of people too, yeah.
So I actually moved some of my assets. I moved like 20% of my assets to cash.
Okay. What about it being in like a normal high yield savings account?
Oh, well, if you've got,
As long as it just sits
yeah,
there.
funds that are guaranteed,
Yeah.
you're probably okay.
So those that are in the.
Yeah, equities and even bonds at this point,
Yeah.
because the Fed is not gonna be
No.
looking to lower interest rates anymore. They are likely gonna have to push them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have an inflationary situation, and now we've actually got the ugly stagflation potential. Stagflation's what Japan had for about 2 decades.
Yeah. Okay, buckle up. What do you think of the gold memberships? Have you heard about those?
Oh, yeah, the 5 million.
Uh-huh.
So now instead of a green card where you're gonna be financially,
Yes.
capable of being $1 million, it's gonna be 5 million.
$5 million.
Yeah, and tons of people are gonna sign up for that shit.
I know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He's like, we're gonna be bringing a lot of rich people here.
No.
Maybe the wrong people. It's a shit show.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The upside of that, for at least in my job, is that we have a lot of people now signing up for our advice because they
Yeah.
are lost.
Yeah, completely. That's for sure right there. I think I talked to so many of my clients because a lot of my clients are in financial and whatnot. And hearing everyone, I'm like, oof. You either need to know what you're doing or you need to get somebody that can help guide you through when it comes to finances and investments and everything. Outside of all that, how's your kiddo? What's he doing?
Well, he has a respiratory infection of some kind.
All right. Let's find another angle.
On the upside, I might have a tostada for lunch.
But hey, you are finding the silver lining. I like that.
Yeah, I me this morning because he was sneezing and raided the Allertech, so I was like, okay, we're gonna sanitize everything around here because
Yeah.
we don't want to get sick.
We're not doing this today. How's work going for him?
He really likes it. He enjoys his job. He does need to get his taxes done.
I just got all mine turned in. Is he still dating the last girl?
The most recent
Yes.
one, yeah, he's still dating her.
Okay, how's that going?
Oh, it's good, yeah.
And you like her?
She's nice. She just has no ambition.
Oh, she's not like the other one.
No. So, not that you have to have ambition.
No.
Really, you don't.
No.
But, she doesn't seem to have a direction either, which is disconcerting.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta have some sort of projection.
And goals.
Goals.
Yeah,
Goals
some
are
sort
very
of-
important. I think, it's not just to have goals to be like, oh, you need goals in life. I think as a human to function and to like keep your sanity, goals are super important. They
Yeah.
set structure to the life.
And that's really, what we actually see a lot of when people retire. If they no longer have a job which made them have a goal,
Yeah.
they tend to actually die soon afterwards because they have no will to continue going on. You have to have something that you're going to be doing
Yeah.
or wanting to do that makes you get up and continue moving and learning.
And not just like stagnant and like, all right, that we're done, game over,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Absolutely. What does she do for work?
She works at Domino's.
Okay. And she doesn't talk about like outside of that what she might be interested in, or
Well,
not that you've heard.
not that I've heard, no.
Yeah.
We kind of suggested, hey, did you see this vet tech stuff? It doesn't take a college education. It's,
2 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does cost money.
It
of
does.
course, but anything that you do
That you're
is-
gonna profit
yeah.
from, you have to pay first. Absolutely. How's your husband's health holding up right now?
His right foot is giving him trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, it's giving him trouble.
You've got a lot going on there, dear.
And the fire alarm went off at 2:18 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Chirp!
Just a false one?
Chirp!
A battery dying?
Yeah, chirp! And then, of course, even after we replaced it, we realized, okay, the battery, it still chirps. So we're now replacing all of them because actually we've gotten more than our lifetime
Out of
use
it.
out of it. It was replaced in 2010. They're only supposed to last 10 years anyway.
Oh yeah.
So, I think we more than got our money's worth. I replaced the one that chirped this morning, and then we've got 4 more coming from Amazon today, which will replace this weekend.
Okay.
So that takes care of the house.
Yeah. Because once one goes, they all want to go.
Yeah.
That's usually how that crumbles.
And they're all interconnected, so really you want to, and for the ones upstairs, we're getting, the one downstairs is just a straight smoke alarm.
Okay.
Because we already have a separate carbon monoxide, which is,
Yep.
Against the wall. But the ones upstairs and in the bedrooms, we're getting combo, smoke and carbon
Oh, those
monoxide.
are nice. Yeah.
Not cheap,
No.
they're like $70 each.
Yep. But it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, did you hear? Jane Hackman died. With his wife and their dog, lightly, carbon monoxide.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He was 95 though.
But
And
still.
he's really old. She was only 63 though.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, all three of them died. Yeah, that's carbon monoxide.
Yep, I would agree. So those little reminders that we see of others that we gotta go, okay, gotta get on it. And then all the planes lately, holy
Falling out of the
cow.
sky.
It's insane. There was a story I was listening to, and it wasn't anything like that, but it was an Australian flight, and it was a long flight they were on, and something had happened to an individual, and they tried to revive her. She deceased. So the flight attendants, instead of rearranging the passengers or putting the body in like a jump seat or somewhere, they're trying to push the body forward, and there was an empty seat and just blocked her there, next to a couple for the whole flight home.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh, there's so many ways you could have handled that, and you chose that? Insane. Absolutely insane. And then there was the recent Delta one that they had to come down real quick because there was like haze in the plane. And there was the one that went to land and then had to go straight back up.
Oh yeah, the Southwest
Yeah,
where
the
you see
jet.
the other one taxiing.
Yes.
It's like it looks like a guy running across the
It
screen.
totally does. It's like, oh god, oh god. I mean, talk about some skills.
No, we're not doing this.
Nope, we're going back up. Imagine the passengers are like, here we go, that's what we've been seeing. Gosh. Well, and I was fine recently, and it was right after the Washington and the Philly incident had happened. They were very tight with security. Usually, on the plane, if you have to go to the restroom, they'll let a few people stand. Absolutely not. No one was allowed to be standing, waiting, no one anywhere. Like, I went to go stand, and I was the only one in line, and the flight attendant was like, absolutely not. You need to go sit in that empty seat right there, and you can wait until it's open. It's so weird up there right now.
So my son thinks he wants to get a tattoo,
Okay.
but he wants an anime.
Oh gosh. So you know what he is? He doing his homework?
He has done no homework,
Okay.
and that's not good.
No. Gotta do a lot of it. Like mine, I took years to find the right guy. Years. And I did a couple consultations with a few people, making sure it was the right thing. It's a process, and they're expensive. I think my guy, he charges $250 an hour. And like one sitting is usually about 8 hours. Do you say what sort of anime he's wanting?
No.
No, he just brought it up.
And I said, well, then you need to seek out those that specialize in that particular thing, because if they don't, then you may get something that looks nothing like the anime you want.
No, totally different.
It's like that, did you see that movie that Pete Davidson did? And it had, Obama don't look right.
Yep, yep.
And I love the cat's ass.
Yep.
That was awesome. It's like, that's exactly what an ass looks like.
Right, nailed it right there. Nailed it right there. Oh gosh.
He's actually taken, he's had a lot of it lasered off. He said
yeah.
it is enormously expensive.
Yeah.
And a long process to get it lasered off.
Yeah, I recently just read an article about that, how I think it was like $200,000 he spent so far on laser removal, because he had he was covered, and a bunch of them he regrets. And that's why I always say, I'm like, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. You gotta think about it. I see all these kids now, they all just get a bunch of random little ones all over them. I'm like, that's a cleanup job. You're just going home after this today?
I'm gonna pick up probably a toast on the
That's
way.
right. That's your highlight right now. I love it. I love it. That was me the other day. I was finishing up early in here more so than I thought. My client's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna go get myself a treat. I'm gonna sit in my car and enjoy it. Have you planned any trips for the year at all?
Just the one to Panama.
Oh, that's right. Tell me more about all that that's going on. Have you guys started to settle down on more ideas? Like this is for sure a go, time
No,
frame?
we would, we have to actually see everything down there first.
Okay. When do you guys go again?
May,
Okay. And how long?
1 week.
Okay. Trist's looking better and better by the day.
Every time they turn on the TV, there are times I just have to tell James, you know what, you're gonna have to turn off MSNBC. I cannot do
Do
it.
it anymore. No.
Just can't do it. Need a break.
That's how I am too with my husband. He'll keep it on, and I'm like, nope. You gotta turn it off. Need some downtime. My brain is gonna leave it.
Did you see his AI generated video
That was funny.
with a giant gold Trump?
I couldn't even. I was like, the
and
one
then
who got
a
a hold of it.
shirtless Netanyahu. I was like, oh my god,
And they
this
couldn't get
is
it
so
down.
gross.
They couldn't get it down either. I was like, oh my god. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like you think you've seen it all, and then you're like, oh, alright. Oh gosh. Oh. What are your thoughts on Elon? What do you think of him?
I think he's very intelligent, but he has no common sense.
Agreed.
And he has no understanding of what a government function is. he's used to running companies,
Mhm.
and this is not a company.
No, far from it. I'm interested to see how long the relationship works because they seem very
Type A?
Yeah. And one to get more spotlight than the other, and I'm shocked it's lasted as long as it has. Especially with like certain things put out, with them.
The licking of the feet.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall to see like his reaction to it,
Did you see the black jag that was fired, his response to Trump?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like, I didn't have a daddy who had a doctor could say I had bone spurs.
Yep. That's crazy.
How's your family? How's your littlest?
She's doing really good right now. She's thriving in 4th grade. She's doing really good. They have, I don't know if your kiddo did it. I know my oldest did it. Did you ever hear of a Maritime?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in the midst of that right now. She has interviews going on. She tried to run for mayor. She didn't get it, but since she did run for something, they're gonna let her have like a choice of like a higher job, and so she wants to be a police officer. So I think she's interviewing for that or working on it today. And then now we're looking for summer camps for her. She really, really wants to get into rock climbing. She's strong. We took her to a clinic at the high school, and she was up on the wall climbing, and the coach came over for the high school climbers and was like, I have high schoolers that can't even get on that. And he's like, she is strong. So we're like, all right, push her into that. And she really wants to try like an overnight camp. So we're in the midst of looking for everything right now, and she's doing really good. And then
Yeah, I'd suggest YMCA and Rockies, but given that Rocky Mountain National Park
I
is,
know.
potentially might not be
I know.
an option.
My husband and I were saying the same thing. We're like, well, she decided to get into something at the perfect timing. Now we're just trying to find like indoor rec areas for her too now. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, she's that. And then my oldest, she's just living her best life, working at a restaurant.
She's the manager.
Yeah, looking to possibly move downtown. I think she's getting a sticker shock of
How much it costs?
Because she has her best friend, and they've been looking at places down there. So
They need to get about 3 or 4 people.
I know. So we'll see. I'm not holding my breath for that one. And then my dad, he's been, he's had so many health issues. We've almost lost him so many times. And since he started Ozempic, because he's a type 2 diabetic, he's got all the bad issues, but the Ozempic, it's crazy how much it's changed because his blood sugar was so out of control. It would get up into like 400s and then drop, and never could control it. He was going in for like specialty shots from his doctor once a week. And now on Ozempic, he maybe takes insulin once a week, like instead of, every day. And he's lost significant weight, he's more active. He's really come to life with it. You know, it was made for someone like him, and so he's been, you know, last year at this time we thought we were going to lose him. We were talking about hospice, and now, you know, he's doing great. It's good if we've seen him. I haven't. One of his favorite things to do is play pool, and I remember growing up, like that was his thing. I had my little child pool stick even, and I went to his house and we played pool for the first time in years. So it's a sense of relief because his health is one of those. I feel like I've almost lost my father so many times since he had his first heart attack when he was 40, because he's had 6 heart attacks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's had congestive heart failure. He has enough stents in him to make him jingle, he says. So I think he's finally taking his health seriously, and I think that's because he had a lot of weight to lose. You know, he did gastric bypass surgery. He lost all the weight, but then he put it all back on. I think that took years off his life because it's created major stomach issues for him. But now with the Ozempic, it's allowed him to get the weight off, and now it's really helping with like his knees and being a little bit more mobile. But I think he's gotten into the habit of, you know, he's always been so sick, so when family comes over, he'll go up, make his appearance, and then go down, and I'm like, no, you can come up and stay up with us. You're not sneaking away. So, but yeah, outside of that, everyone's doing good. I'm just busy, chucking away with Russ, getting ready for a few launches to get going. We're relaunching a few products, so just busy. Has work been busy for you?
When we have volatility, yeah, we get a lot of people.
It jumps up.
Yeah, it jumps up. So volatility, you know, when the market starts to move in a yo-yo fashion, that's when people ask for advice, because they tend to overextend themselves in risk and are uncomfortable in, you know, seeing it move the way it's designed to move.
Right.
So it's making sure that, you know, we're walking them through a questionnaire and understanding what that risk means, so that they can make an informed decision of what they want.
Yeah. Do you like this sort of busy work? Is this where you thrive, or what's like your favorite aspect of what you do?
I actually really do like helping people.
Okay.
I like helping them understand that it doesn't need to be this, you know,
Overly complicated.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be overly secretive. It doesn't need to be complicated. You just have to come to terms with, you know, what is possible. And if you think you're going to do something different, then you need to be prepared for what different might mean for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's
And you like where you're at too right now, right?
yeah, I love
That's good.
Yeah.
How long have you been there now?
7 years now. 27 years, yeah.
Like, I'm good. And when are you guys thinking of retiring? Because I know you were talking about in like with Panama and all that.
Anywhere from 2 to total of 5 years.
Okay.
So.
All right. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. you have any inkling what you think's going on with your dad?
I have no idea.
No.
You know, I talked to him last week,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying, and I told him, you need to talk to your doctor about this, but he was saying that every night,
Mm-hmm.
and he's learned to kind of know what it feels like to expect it.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I feel like I need to sit down or lay down because I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything.
Oh. Okay. So he may have felt something coming. I forgot, do you have siblings?
What?
Do you have siblings?
I have two sisters, yes, my sister Sandy, and they're both older than me.
Okay. Do you guys get along pretty well?
I get along with everybody. My oldest sister and my middle sister don't like each other.
Oh, that is a common thing, and I don't know what it is.
So that's, you know, in fact, I had to call Sandy last night because Sharon didn't want to call her. It's like, really?
Can we not play
This
these
is
games?
Dad. We don't need to do this.
Suck it up, girls. Was it just a falling out, or was it over time that they started to not have a like for one another?
They just
Never.
don't like each other. Yeah, they just don't like each other.
Sorry. No, it's okay. I can work.
Are you in need of this very random question? Are you in need of any eggs?
Huh?
Are you in need of eggs? Chicken eggs? It's a very random question. I have fresh ones in here from chickens. There's a hairstylist in here that has her own chickens. She just dropped them off last night in here, and she's like, "If your clients want them, they're fresh from her chickens. There's a dozen."
I would love that. How much? Oh, yeah. James loves eggs.
Oh, perfect. They're fresh from her coop. They're littler because she said they're the only second set that they've laid this year because it's been so cold. She hasn't washed them, so that means they're preserved.
Yeah, you don't have to refrigerate them.
I just put them in there just in case. But she said you can leave them out on the counter even up to I think 3 months since she hasn't washed it. So yeah, before you leave today, they're in the fridge right there. Nice and fresh. And anytime you come, she said the clients that want it and they come, she's just over in the other hall. She has horses and chickens, and she said, I can't eat my animals. She brings them here.
would say yes. Not as close as I really should be though. But I think a lot of that has to do with me being way up here.
Absolutely. So where do they live again?
Austin, Texas.
That's right. Okay.
No, Sharon really is the person who's been there. I would say, yeah, being chief in charge of herding cats. They both drove me about nuts when I went down and spent 2 weeks.
You're like, I can't do it.
Well, no, I mean, it's just the things that they do, it's just they're extraordinarily set in their ways. And then Dad, you know, he's in his 80s, so instead of doing things, say, the right way, he does it the easiest way. So when I went down there, they live out on 20 acres.
Okay.
So when you drive up, it's darker than dick. Okay? They used to have lights, solar lights, that would come on automatically, you know, motion activated. And evidently, Dad, anytime they just gave up the ghost, instead of replacing, he just put in another set. So like five different solar lights, none of which work, attached to the eaves of the house.
Oh my gosh.
So when I went down there, that was one of the first things I had to do. I had to fight first I had to kill the wasps that were living, you know, over there.
Yep.
And then I had to take all that shit down.
Oh jeez.
And those were so rusted in there
Yeah.
as to be, you know, an undertaking, to say the least.
Yeah.
And then I had to spend another day charging up the new ones, you know, so that they would be ready to go when we install them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
A lot.
and then helping them to try and get things organized because you're trying to sell the house and the property.
Oh, okay. Can only imagine.
And they're really old, so they only really eat once a day, which I don't understand either.
Yeah.
Mom has to have her yogurt in the morning. But other than that, they have one meal a day, and they think that that's enough. And even when the grandkids or great-grandkids come over, you know, I had to remind Mom, you know, we need to feed them. They actually need to eat more than once per day.
Goddamn food. They're burning it. Oh my gosh.
So, it's like, oh, well, I don't think we have any. Well, Mom, you said you were gonna.
They're like, huh? Who would have thought?